Okay, I got an email recently, and a person wanted to know how to do, I feel like a school teacher, how to tighten up the tenon. Tenon is number 4. I'll show you on a bigger one. You got some estate pipes, and the tenon was loose into the shank. So here's the shank right here, and it's going in to your mortise, and this is the problem right here. These get too thin. Now Pimo has a tool. It's called a, well, let's see if we can get, there you go, stem tightener kit from Pimo. That's their address. Look them up online, Pimo Pipes. I think this was only like $13 or something. And here's the kit. And what this does is you take these little metal rods and you put them into your stem and you heat it up. There you go. You heat this up and push down gently, and that will expand your stem. Okay, the tenon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick, simple way. If you don't want to wait for this tool, if you're like me, I don't wait for much. I have a video also showing this little tool. This is Pimo's other tool for making your tenons. It'll actually cut that down and make a square area here on the two. It'll make sure this and this are square, and it'll fit your pipe perfect. So let's mount the camera up here on my little mount. Make sure you guys can see what we're doing. What I do is I set up an area, and this is where we're going to work, right above here, and you can see everything. Okay? So I grabbed just an old pipe that I made. I whipped out from the lathe real quick, and an old stem. This one's loose in here, and it's not the right, this is not the right stem for this, but it's a loose fitting one. I didn't want to break, I didn't have another one that was loose, so this is what we're using. What I did, I got a wooden dowel, and you just file the end of it down to make it at a slant. You can even go less of a taper. The less of the taper, the better, from looking at Pimo's tool. And all we're going to do is insert in here, and we're going to take a heat gun. Got this at Harbor Freight. I think it was 12 or 13 bucks. And we're going to slowly heat the stem. So what we're going to do, we're going to set this that's hot. And I'm going to let this go slow. You can do this with a screwdriver. And I'm pushing in very gently. I'm letting it heat up, and I'm pushing in. Because if you go too fast, you will split your stem. I'm happy with that. So we're going to shut this down. What you ought to do is throw this right into you ought to have a cup of water sitting there. You're going to let that cool down. Now with the Pimo tool, you need a pair of pliers to pull that out, because the metal sometimes remains a little hot. So there we go. And I'll tell you what, it's tight enough now, it's really snug. And that is just a super, super tight fit, and we are snug once more. So that's the way you can do it at home. You can take a little wooden dowel, make it into a point, but the taper, when you're doing if this is your dowel, where are we at? If this is your dowel, you don't want to just make it like a point like that. Okay, you want to go very slowly. You're not even going to use most of this, but you want the taper to be a very soft one. Otherwise, what you end up is your tenon it's going to look like that at the tip. It's going to be all bowed out at one end, and you really don't want that. So you don't want to get it like this. You want this whole thing to expand evenly, and just make it open up a little bit more. But here's some directions. You can see they're showing a candle. You could do this with a candle or a lighter. It doesn't take a lot of heat. If you didn't know all the names of the areas in a pipe, there you go. You can print these out online, all the different websites. So if you have any questions how to do something, it may not always be the right way, but it's the way I do it. You know, it's a quick, simple fix. Like I said, this one, these two didn't match each other. This is just a quick pipe I whipped out in the lathe, so I could do the video. If you have any questions, just email me, comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for viewing. This is Bob's Shop. One last thing, guys. If you happen to see an ad in here somewhere, go ahead and click on that ad for me, and that way I can keep making more videos and I can answer any of your questions you have. If you want to subscribe, that's up here somewhere. Click, 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 and I would sure appreciate it. It helps me be able to do more videos. Helps me buy some briar to screw around with, and hopefully I'll get a new camera and a tripod soon. Thanks for viewing.